Welcome. In this subunit, we will introduce you to the importance of developing relationships with stakeholders of the internal audit function. This is a key topic that will be tested on the CIA exam. So let's go ahead and get started. For internal auditors to be effective, they need to establish and maintain strong constructive relationships with managers and other stakeholders within the organization. Key stakeholders include the board of directors, audit committee, management, external auditors, stakeholders, and of course regulators. These relationships require continuous attention to ensure that risks are properly identified and assessed to meet the organization's needs. Internal auditors must collaborate with external auditors as well as other stakeholders to facilitate work efforts and ensure regulatory compliance. For the internal audit function to maintain organizational independence, the Chief Audit Executive, or CAE, must have direct and unrestricted access to senior management and the board. The Chief Audit Executive should report administratively to senior management and functionally to the board. The IIA defines the board as the highest level governing body responsible for directing and overseeing the organization's activities and holding senior management accountable. This term encompasses the highest level governing bodies of firms. The Audit Committee is a subunit of the Board of Directors, requiring specific qualifications for its members. Some jurisdictions mandate that all members be outside directors, meaning that they're not employees of the organization except in their capacity as board members. This requirement enhances the public perception of financial reporting. Additionally, at least one member must be a financial expert. Many stock exchanges require listed organizations to have an audit committee. To prevent conflicts between the CEO and the audit committee, the Chief Audit Executive should request that the board establish policies governing the internal audit function's relationship with the audit committee. The primary role of the audit committee is to ensure the independence of both the internal and external auditors by shielding them from management's influence. Other responsibilities of the audit committee concerning the internal audit function include selecting or removing the Chief Audit Executive and determining the CAE's compensation, approving the internal audit charter, reviewing and approving the internal audit work plan, ensuring that the internal audit function has adequate resources, resolving disputes between the internal audit function and management, communicating with the Chief Audit Executive, who attends all audit committee meetings, reviewing the internal audit function's work products, such as interim and final engagement communications, ensuring engagement results are properly considered, overseeing corrective actions for deficiencies identified by the internal audit function, inquiring with management and the Chief Audit Executive to determine if audit scope or budget limitations hinder the internal audit function's responsibilities. Now, regarding the external auditor, the audit function, the audit committee's functions include selecting the external auditing firm and negotiating its fee, overseeing and reviewing the external auditor's work, resolving disputes between the external auditor and management, and reviewing the external auditor's internal control and audit reports. Internal auditors are tasked with fulfilling their mission, maintaining objectivity, and ensuring the independence of the internal audit